Hello friends, good afternoon all of you, and let's begin for today's session. Okay, so but before going for today's session, I see that there are very less students who have joined right now. Okay, I don't know what is the reason. So has the earlier session finished or not yet? Earlier was also CIP, so has it finished?
Yes,
Okay, so even then also only 15 students are joined. That is not fair at all. Okay, so I think that students are very casual and they are taking it very casually because you know that why it is required. You need to understand its purpose. So why to attend CIP sessions and what you are going to get from these sessions, that is very important. Okay, so if you are planning to go for competitive exams, I'm sure that it is going to help you a lot. If it is GATE exam, verbal ability questions are there. Apart from that, English grammar is there, and you can score good marks, at least verbal ability is concerned, if you are prepared. Okay, and if you are not prepared, you are going to leave these 5 to 10 marks as it is because you're not maybe clear with all those things, and so you are not going to get those marks. So it is not only about these things, but it can be for any competitive exams. You'll come to know there is a section of English grammar or verbal ability on which there you will find there are questions, definite questions, which will be based on the things like grammar, articles, prepositions, conjunctions, and synonyms, antonyms. Maybe one word substitution is there. Uh, Error finding, then correction of sentences is there. So for these things we have to be clear with all concepts, and apart from that there is communication. Okay, for civil students you people have to understand that uh, there is communication also that you people have to improve. Okay, because everywhere you will come to know, everywhere where you are going to have your career, you are going to come across with the people who are going to communicate in English, and we should be up to that level that we can also communicate in English. That will help you a lot. As far as the construction is concerned, there you may not require, but I will recommend here, I will suggest here that there also people try to bring a kind of standard. If no one is having there, in that case you people try to use it. Dream big, in fact I will say dream big and try to achieve those dreams, and that is possible. Okay, so that is just a suggestion in the beginning to realize all you people that what you people have to do. Okay, so even then also almost it's 10 minutes since we started and only 20 students are connected. So let it be those who have connected. You people be inspired, get motivated, and always remember that you are never demotivated for attending sessions, because every time you're going to learn something or you're going to just add in your knowledge. So it may be whatever. So you should not take it negatively, rather than take it positively, work on it and make it your strength. Okay, make it your strength. So English grammar, English communication, these things should be your strength, so that you're not going to be on back foot because of poor communication everywhere. Okay, all right, so with this note, let's begin to the session that we people were used to do last time. If you remember, we have done with some idioms and phrases. Okay, so what we people will do, we'll try to cover remaining idioms and phrases in this session, and then we can have some exercise also based on idioms and phrases. So without much delay, I will share the screen. All of you ensure that my voice is clear to all of you, as well as you people are able to see the screen also. And if it is clear, you just reply me with yes or no.
Yes, sir.
All right, fine. Thank you. So let's try to continue. This was the last slide we completed in previous session. Okay. So it was a bird of passage. It means a migratory bird who changes one place to another place. A bolt from the blue. It means something which is unexpected disaster that happens. A bone of contention, it means a cause of quarrel. A burning question, something which is happening right now, which is currently being discussed, or the people have to understand it is under discussion. Okay, are you getting a lot of background noise from my side?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so just wait. Okay, all right, let's try to continue. And here, break into, we people discussed it like this: to enter forcibly and abruptly into something. Usually, thieves and robbers are there, and they try to loot the bank, or they try to just loot any house. In that case, we call it break into house or break into bank, that we people can say like this. Here, break off, we all people have heard about this, that is to end something or to discontinue, to stop something, that is a break off. And bring about means to make something to happen. It may be any change, or it can be anything which is happened because of something, that can be bring about. Okay, so these were the some of the phrases that we people have discussed in previous slide. And let's try to go for the next slide. I think that next slide may not be visible. Is it visible?
No, sir.
Okay, so I will share it once again. Okay, all right, so I expect now it is visible. To be a short tempered, is it visible? To be a short tempered.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Okay, fine. And now let's continue. We will discuss some more. I hope that you people might have searched for some other idioms and phrases online, or with a book, or maybe if you have any other sources from that. To be short tempered, here it means someone who is getting very quickly angry. In our day-to-day life also, there are some people around us who get very angry quickly, without, maybe there is no such a reason also, and even then also they get immediately angry. So for such people, you can call a short tempered. Okay, so example here, we people can say, I have to talk very carefully with my friend because he's short tempered. So when you say my friend is short tempered, it means that he gets angry very quickly. So while talking, we may be making some fun also, and while making fun also, he gets angry. So such people are called short tempered, who gets angry quickly, immediately. So like this. Then next one is here, to be taken aback. Okay, so to be taken aback, here is another word, to be surprised. Okay, so when usually it is with some negative connotation, negative meaning is associated with it. So you don't believe in something. In such case, you can just use this phrase, to be taken aback. For example, you can say, I was taken aback to listen that my friend was failed in the exam. Okay, so here you are not expecting that your friend can fail, but when you came to know that your friend failed, so it was a kind of surprise to you. So how to is it? I was taken aback. Okay, I was taken aback to listen the news of my friend's failure. Okay, then let's go here with next one, and this is to beat around a bush. Okay, so don't go for word meaning. To beat means actually having a stick and beating something, or beating a bush. It is not that meaning. Okay, so to beat around about a bush, it means to talk irrelevant. Okay, you're not talking to the point. Something, it can be anything. Okay, so you can say one example like this. When Mr. Sharma, he was expected to present the information in the meeting, but instead of presenting information, he was beating about the bush. So what does it mean? So Mr. Sharma was not talking to the point, he was talking irrelevant there. So in such case, you people can use this phrase, to beat about a bush, not talking to the point, talking irrelevant. Okay, then I think that this is quite simple. All you people might have come across with this phrase, to bail the cat. In Marathi, I think that you people have story also, to bail the cat. Okay, so there were the all the rats, and there were one cat, and that cat used to eat one rat every day. So all rats were under fear, And once they gathered together and they decided that we should bail the cat, and so that we can get the voice of that bell when the cat is arriving, we can get alert and we can run away. So all rats agree with this point, but the next question came: who will bail the cat in around the neck of cat? So meaning is to face the risk. Okay, what we have to learn from that story: to face the risk, and who will face the risk. Okay, so here you people can see one example like this. Everyone was talking about to start the business, but there were very few people who were ready to bail the cat. To bail the cat means to face the risk. Then let's come here. That says to blow one's own trumpet. So what is trumpet? Trumpet is the name of musical instrument. Okay, but here we are not taking that meaning. It means to praise oneself. You're talking about yourself. So I'm like this and I'm like that and I have done and nobody can do like me and I'm very clever and I'm very maybe powerful and something like this. What you're doing, you're talking about yourself, you're praising yourself, and you're talking, maybe that may be real, may not be. Again, you can boasting also. So usually it includes boasting. Okay, that is not reality. So to praise oneself, it means to blow one's own trumpet. Okay, example here I can say, we went to the party of Mr. Patil, and there Mr. Patil was blowing his own trumpet. So when you were in the party, you were just listening to the Mr. Patil who was talking about himself only. So we have that much farm, we have that much property, we have this much things, and we have that and we have those. So he's praising himself only. Okay. So in that case, it is blow one's own trumpet. Then next is to build castles in the air. Again, this is very simple. To build castles in the air, it means that something that you are thinking, I'm going to do this and I'm going to that, but actually you're doing nothing. So it means to form imaginary schemes. Okay, to form imaginary schemes, you're just imagining. You know, the when probably you watch a super action movie, okay, and then you imagine you are the hero of that movie and you're doing that and you're going to do that and you're going to fight this way and that way, and uh, what you're doing here, you're building castles in the air. But you know, reality is what? Reality is somewhat different. So in such cases, you people can use this to build castles in the air. Okay, example we can say, Mohit was not studying at all and he was building castles in the air to start a business. Okay. So what is the reality? He's not studying at all. But what he was imagining, he was thinking that he will become a businessman. So in such case, you can use to build castles in the air. Okay. Then next one is to burn the candle at both ends. So practically you can think there is candle and which is burning from both sides. But meaning is to exhaust one's energies, doing something which is not fruitful, which is not useful, or there is no outcome for such things. Okay. So let's see example that we people can make like this. Mr. Rajesh was working on a project, but at the end, he has to burn the candle at the both ends. It means that that project was not successful and his energy was spent there, which was not useful. There was no outcome from the project, or there is no any kind of success, or there is no any kind of outcome that they got from that project. In that case, you people can use to burn the candle at both ends. Okay, so if you are not clear with any of the idioms, or if you require some other examples, you people can just try to raise some doubts, queries, questions. You can unmute and speak, or you can send me something in chat box also, because I think that whatever I'm just doing, this is a kind of one-way communication. Okay, from my side only I'm going on, and maybe you people can also give some examples. Next time I can ask you to tell me some examples also. Okay, so here we are on the next slide. On next slide, you people are able to see to burn the midnight oil. Okay, to burn the midnight oil. This is one idiom. Meaning is to work very hard till late at night. Meaning is what? To work very hard till late at night. Usually it is up to midnight, more than midnight also sometimes. To accomplish something, to achieve something. Okay. So here now I will ask you people, tell me one sentence where you are using to burn the midnight oil. How you can use it? Can anybody tell me one example using this phrase to burn the midnight oil? Okay, so I will help you here. You can make it another. Okay, during exam period, students burn the midnight oil. So what do you understand from this? During exam period, students burn the midnight oil. It means students study late at night. Okay, students study late at night. Maybe they wake up to midnight or more than midnight also. Yes, I got it from Vedant. That's right, Vedant. I burned midnight oil for writing assignment. Yes, that's right. You can do like this also. And there are so many other works. Okay, it can be about your projects, assignments. It can be maybe if you're working somewhere for that also. If you're really working hard, at that time you can use. But usually it is associated with working late at night. Okay, burning midnight oil, it is related with working late at night. Okay, working hard but working late at night. Okay, so what do you think how it might have come into use? In olden times there were no electricity, there were no bulbs and tubes. Okay, so the people during ancient times, they used to have lamps, and there they used lamps with oil, and when they were working late at night, they were just using that oil for working. So therefore from that way, from that convention, tradition, we people are understanding, and today we are using it for modern times. In modern times also, we people used to burn the midnight oil. Okay, so you can try to understand this also. Then let's go here for next one, to bury the hatchet. So to bury the hatchet, it is not anything that you are going to bury, but it means to stop fighting, to cease fighting, to close enmity. For that, the phrase is used, to bury the hatchet. Okay. So example, we can make it, after fighting long time, two brothers come to know that there is no use of fighting. So they decided to bury the hatchet. So to bury the hatchet means to stop fighting and to come close, to come together. So that is meaning of to bury the hatchet. Then next, to burn one's fingers. To burn one's fingers, it means to suffer financial loss. Usually it is financial loss, but it can be hurt by taking part in another's quarrel. Okay, so we'll take an example here. Rohit decided to do a business, and so he spent a huge capital, but at the end he burned his fingers. Okay, he burned his fingers. It means that he got financial loss there in business. Or you can make some another example where you are saying taking someone's part in someone's quarrels, and because of that you're getting hurt. Usually it happens if there are fight between two people and there is third person who is trying to interrupt these two become one, they come together and they hurt this third person. Okay, so that also happens. So in such case, to burn one's finger, you can use this phrase. Yes, Vedant, you can use it. I burn my fingers instead of once. Once is here we are using because that is referring to generally. So therefore we are using one's finger. So rather than using once in sentences, if you're using pronoun I can say I burn. It will be I burn. Okay, I burn my fingers in my business. That will be right. We can skip it once. That's right, Vedant. Then next is behind one's back. Okay, so all you people take note. You just try to make some examples of your own using these kind of phrases. Okay, that will help you. Behind one's back, that is quite simple. We people use it in day-to-day life also, because those who are not present here, and if we are talking about them, it means we are talking behind their back. Okay, and in one substance, meaning is talking in one substance. So let's try to make one example here. Who can make example from this behind one's back? Okay, I can help you here. Sita has a bad habit of talking one's back. Okay, it means that Sita talks about a person. Yes, that's right, Suprabha. Avoid gossiping behind one's back. Right. So that is one. Next is behind the scene. Okay, behind the scene. So here means that apparently it seems something, but reality is something different. In such case, we people can use behind the scene. Okay, we people can use the grim reality behind the attractive appearance. So appearances are attractive, but behind those appearances, the reality is not attractive. That can be destructive. That can be disgusting. That can be again bad, or it is not as per expectations. So example, we can make it here. She seems happy, but behind the scene, she is suffering a lot. Okay. So from this, you'll come to know apparently she seems happy, or it is like this, but reality is not that she is not happy. She's suffering. For that, you can use it. Okay. Then let's go to the next slide here. So here it says to be in a fix. Okay, to be in a fix, to be in a difficulty, or to be in unable to make something, have difficulty, have problem in such case. So you can say here, I'm in a fix to decide the, I'm in fix to take the decision, you can say. Okay, so it means that I'm in difficulty, I cannot take decision, I'm not able to take decision, so it means I'm in a fix. Then let's talk here to break the ice. So what do you mean by break the ice? It is not actual breaking of any ice. It has nothing to do with ice, okay? This is related to communication. So it means to speak first to start the conversation. You know that sometimes we people face a situation like this. There are some people, usually they are unknown, and they are sitting together and nobody is starting conversation. Everyone is expecting that some conversation should be started, but no one is daring, no one is starting the conversation. Okay, in such case, if you are going to start the first time, that is called to break the ice. It means to start the conversation. Okay, so example, we can make it, he helps break the ice when I'm interviewing. Yes, yes, Anisha, that's very true. You can use it. She helps break the ice when I'm interviewing. That's right. Okay, we can say it was difficult for many people to break the ice in formal situation. Examples can be anything you can think. Depending upon your imagination, you can make different examples here. So you can use it, you can use specific, you can use maybe any other. The next one is here, to breathe one's last. So that is very simple and it is very clear also. There is no any complicated words. To breathe one's last means to die. Okay. So who will tell me, who will use this present sentence and tell me one example? To breathe one's last. Instead of once, you can use other pronouns also. I, me, he, she, it, like this. Here it is used in general sense. Yes, that's right, Mansi. This is the place, this is the room, this is the village. You can select this where he breathed his last. Okay. So simple meaning you try to understand, it means to die. To die. Breathe someone's last, it means to die. Then next we will talk here, to bring to book. Okay, to bring to book, here to book it means to punish. Okay, to call someone to punish. And here we can take example. Yes, that's right, Vedant. That's right. In our country, criminals are not usually brought to book. Yes. Brought naughty students to book. Okay. Brought to book, it means uh, to ask them to punish them like this. So you can make short examples like this, because we get it very difficult if you are coming across with such phrases like to break the ice in your reading or in your communication or you're listening something. So it becomes difficult to understand what is meant to break the ice, because we may tend to go practical meaning of breaking the actual ice, but that is not the meaning. So therefore it is necessary. Then next one is here, that is chicken hearted. So chicken hearted means someone who is having a lot of fear, coward, okay, cowardly. And example we can say, my friend is chicken hearted. He does not go in the darkness. It means that he's coward, he's afraid, he's uh, not bold. Okay. For that reason, you can use like this. Chicken hearted. Then here we people have next one, that is crocodile tears. Crocodile tears. Magarmach ke asu. You might have heard it that also. So it means that apparently you're showing you are having a lot of sorrow, but actually you're not having any grief or any sorrow, but you're trying to show that you are having a lot of grief, a lot of, you're actually crying, you're actually having tears, but those tears are not out of any grief or sorrow, but rather than you're showing you're pompous, you're trying to show that how sensitive you are, but actually you're not, for such reasons. Okay. Yes, she said, instead of said, that shade, Anisha, shade, yes, shade, shedding tears. Okay, you can use. She shed crocodile tears over his death. Yes, that is going to be right. Instead of SAID, it should be SHED. Shedding tears is the word, proper phrase that you can use here. Uh, Generally, we can make one example. Many people shed crocodile tears to sympathize. Okay, but actually they don't have any sympathy, but they're trying to show that we have sympathy for you. It means that they're shedding crocodile tears. I hope that you people are able to relate with these phrases and they are simple. Then next, call at. So actual meaning, we only know call means calling someone, but if it is with call at, so that time it becomes different, to visit somebody's house or office. Okay, and here you can say one example like this: I call at his home while coming from the market. Here it should be while. Okay. Yes, Mansi, the ship called at the port. Called, in this case, Mansi, it will be actual meaning of call, but we are not taking that call here. So called, the ship called the at the port. Here it is call at. Okay, call at, that is phrase. It is not only call, but it is call at. And meaning of call it means to visit someone's house or office, like this. Yes, that you can say, but try to understand visit someone's house or office. That is the meaning of this call at. Okay. A wake up call at 7 tomorrow morning. Yes, that is phrase. That is right, Anisha. We can say like this. All right. Then let's go for the next phrase, that is cry. Sorry, call for. Call for means to demand. Okay. To ask for something. Okay. So here you people can say, yes, Vedant, let me transfer this call for you. Okay. This call for money. Thief. Okay, you mean thief. Mangekar Shruti. Okay. So thief call for money. Yes, you can use like this. So somewhere something you are asking, demanding for, in such reasons you can use it. For example, I will give you here. The conference calls for papers to publish. Okay, in this case, calls for papers means demands for papers, like this. I'll call for you at 8 tomorrow. Okay, so actually for calling, that is not demand. Okay, Anisha, when we call someone, that call is plain meaning of call. But when you say call for, it means that I demand. We don't say na, I demand you, rather than a demand of something. It can be about terms of money, it can be about papers, it can be something, any material substances, etc. That way people can use it. You can say I will call for money you, like that it will be corrected. Call for money, call for papers, call for some material substances, call for uh, donation, like this. Then next one is your cry out against. Cry out against indicates complaint loudly about something. Okay. Examples. Let's try to make some examples here. People cry out against corruption. Okay. So people cry out against corruption means people complain against corruption, like this. So the meaning, the word cry out against, it means complaining against someone or something, that can be. Then here we people have a cock and bull story. Okay. So cock and bull story, the story something which is not having any meaning, absurd tale. Okay. Just wait. So cock and bull story, something which is not having any meaning, something which is maybe absurd tale. Okay. So you can make one example like this. My friend always tells a cock and bull story. So when you say my friend always tells a cock and bull story, it means always is talking meaningless. Then let's come here. That is a cup of tea. Okay. Yes. I enjoy museum. It is my cup of tea. So you can say like this. You can say like this, something which is my cup of tea. For example, swimming. Swimming is my cup of tea. You can say swimming is my cup of tea. So what you can say, other examples, can you tell me something which is your cup of tea?
Playing cricket, sir.
Yes, playing cricket is cup of tea for me.
Watching books, sir.
Watching books, reading books, you mean to?
Reading books.
Driving.
Yes, driving is my cup of tea. Something which you feel that is very simple, extremely simple, and uh, you can just relate it. Okay. It can be anything. This is my cup of tea, his cup of tea, her cup of tea, you can say. Yes, I enjoy driving. It is my cup of tea. Yes, I enjoy museum. That is cup of my tea. Yes, something which you feel it is very extremely easy. That you people get a favorite thing. Sorry, not it's extremely easy. Extremely easy is for child's play. Something which is your favorite. Okay, watching movie, listening music. You think of your favorite things. That can be your cup of tea. Okay, cycling is my cup of tea. Painting is my cup of tea. Dancing is my cup of tea. Singing is my cup of tea. Like this. Yes. Yes, that can be. To be with my friends is my cup of tea. Something that you love very much. Okay. And something it's against also people can use. It is not only positive. You can say, for example, it is not everyone's cup of tea. Driving is not everyone's cup of tea. It means that everybody may not like driving. Okay. So such things you can use it. Then next is child's play. Something is extremely easy here. For example, you can say riding a bike is child's play. It means it is quite easy, extremely easy. Playing badminton is my, no, you don't say my. Playing badminton is a child's play. You can say swimming, everybody can swim. It is a child's play, something like this you can say. Okay. So you try to use them in sentences, or if it is still not clear, try to search meaning. Okay, yes, you can use it negatively also, as Mansi has given. Driving a car is not a child's play. Okay? It means that it is not easy. So like this, you people can relate it. So that is simple. Child's playing something which is extremely easy, and if you're adding not, that becomes difficult. A cup of tea, something is favorite. If you're adding not, that becomes something which is not favorite to you. Then next is to call a spade a spade. Okay, here I think I forgot to give meaning here, so I will mention here. To make something clear, okay, to call a spade, it means that you're telling, but that is not clear, and you are asking to tell it, maybe what is that really means, something that you're not getting it clear, is trying to tell you by taking turns and twists, and is not coming to the point, you're not getting it. Okay, so my friend was talking about an incident, and he was not telling me the truth, so I called him, I told him to call a spade a spade. So to call a spade, it means to tell the real fact, to tell uh, the things as it is, instead of just using by turns and twists. सरळ भाषेत सांगणे, to call a spade, एखादी गोष्ट सरळ भाषेत सांगणे. That is meaning of to call a spade a spade. And here is the last one that says to cool one's heels. It means to wait for somebody patiently. Okay, to wait for somebody patiently. For example, we can make one example here. I went to the doctor, but doctor was not arrived yet. So I have to cool my heels. Okay, so I have to cool my heels, I have to wait patiently there. So like this, you people just think of other situations where you people are expected to wait patiently. You can say for submitting any exam form, for submitting DD in the bank, for withdrawal slip in the bank, where we people need to wait. Or you can be having a meeting and there your friends are not coming. There you are cooling your heels. Or it can be, instead of once, you can use other pronouns. Okay, cooling my heels, his heels, her heels, their heels. Okay, yes, you can say like this. You cannot keep cooling your heels and then expect work to be done. Yes, that can be. So I say, if there is any next slide. To cry over spilt milk. Spilt milk, we are not taking any actual meaning of spilt milk. दूध उतू जाण्याला आपण spilt milk म्हणतो. Okay, so here that is not we are taking that meaning, but it means to indulge in useless regret. Okay, so something has happened, that has happened, so we should not think about the past. Meaning of to cry over spilt milk, we should not think of the past, mistakes in the past. Okay, or we do not regret, we should not have any kind of feeling that I should not have done like this, I should not have done like this. So that is called to cry over spilt milk. Okay, so example, I can say one should not cry over spilt milk. Okay, one should not cry over spilt milk, one should not regret about past mistakes. Then next one we'll talk here, that is to cut a sorry figure. To cut a sorry figure, to make a poor impression. And example, we can say uh, during an interview, he cut a sorry figure. So to cut a sorry figure, he made a poor impression in interview. So it can be at any other situations also. It is not here. I just thought of interview situation. So people can think of any other situation where there is a poor impression. You can call it to cut a sorry figure. You'll cut a sorry figure at the job interview if you wear jeans. Yes, that's right, Anisha. That's very true. Okay, then next we will go here. Close-fisted man. Close-fisted man means what kind of man? Someone who is a miser. And what is meaning of miser means? Do you know meaning of miser? One who do not spend money at all. What do you call? Yes, conjuice. Someone who do not spend money at all. Where it is required, there also, if someone is not spending money, that is called a miser person. And that it means close-fisted man. Okay. So when it is close-fisted man, that man is not spending money at all, and he or she is trying to save money by doing lots of savings more than necessary. Okay, where it is we are expected to spend money, even there also we are not spending any money. In such case, it is close-fisted man. Okay, then next, okay, example we need to give. You can give it like this: my friend is a close-fisted man. It means that my friend is a miser. He's not spending any money. Okay, a crying evil, an evil requiring immediate correction. Immediate correction, it means that it has to be stopped, it has to be eradicated. So such evil, such tradition, such custom can be called a crying evil. Okay, so here we can give example of dowry is a crying evil. Okay, so dowry is crying evil. It means that it requires immediate correction, it means it has to be stopped. So meaning is that during marriages, from girl side, whatever the money is paid, that is dowry. Okay, so that has to be stopped. And clothes shave, next one is clothes shave. Clothes shave means narrow escape. You got escaped by very short margin, narrow margin. Okay, and example we will get it here. He got a clothes shave about, what do we say, while crossing the road. Okay, so it means that he was about to had an accident, but he was escaped, he was saved. It was about to happen, but it could not happen. Yes, Vedant, that's right, the shot missed him, but it is a close shave. You can say it is, or it was a close shave, like this. So I think that these were these few of the phrases that we people have done. Next time we will have some exercise based on this. To cast pearls before swine. In short, I will just read this slide. Okay, we will not spend much time. To cast pearls before swine. In Marathi we have gadwala gulachi chaukai. Okay, you heard about this. So same meaning is conveyed here. This by to cast pearls before swine. To give something precious to somebody who is unable to understand its value. So that is meaning of it. Then very simple, to come off with flying colors. It means to be victorious, to be successful. That is to come off with flying colors. Next one, to cut one's coat according to one's cloth. Again, this is in Marathi, you can call it Antrun Pahun Pai Pasrave. We have this phrase. Okay, so same is here, to cut one's coat according to one's cloth, to limit the expenses to the money available. Okay, so as per your ability, you should spend. Then next, last one, to cut a Gordian knot. Something is very difficult, that is solved. To solve a difficult problem, that is called to cut Gordian knot. Complicated problem is resolved. The next, bird's eye view. Something is of a general view. It means it is not particular or specific. That is called bird's eye view. Birds of a feather. Birds of a feather. Persons of the same nature, same type, same thinking. They are called birds of a feather. Okay. Black sheep. A person who betrays his associates. So one who is not believed, one who takes or who wins trust and later it breaks the trust, that is betrays, who deceives, that is called black sheep. Blue blood means aristocratic origin. Aristocratic origin means someone who is of high origin, someone who is maybe from prince, princess, they are called blue blood. Or those who are born in upper class society, they're called blue blood, aristocratic origin. Okay. Bread and butter, it means the means of life, something that is required to live a life. For example, food and clothing and shelter. Usually food and clothing, that is called bread and butter, something which people are earning, that is your bread and butter. Okay. So that's all for today. Next time I can have some exercise based on these idioms and phrases. So we'll cover it in next session. We'll take attendance here and we'll stop it. So Rohan Lohar, you don't have any roll number. Roll number 2 is present. 4, 6, 8, 10. Then 12, 13, 17, 22, 27, 30, 34, 35, 38, 40, 43, 51, 52, 59, 63, and 46. All right, let it be those who are connected here. You people ensure that you are making best, you are different than others, so you connected here. Don't think what other people have done or they don't have done, but rather than you focus on how you can become better than others. So don't expect that everybody should join, rather than it will be an advantage for you people that they're not doing these things, you are doing it. So it means definitely you are going to get benefited because of this. So keep working on this, keep working on verbal ability, keep working on in oral communication, and try to go ahead. Okay. So with this note, should I stop here? Should I end this meeting for all?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so thank you for joining today. Do join for the next session also.